Welcome to the DFL Daily Call. My name is Jim Hyington. I'm the executive director of the Minnesota Democratic Farmer Labor Party. We have a special announcement for you this morning. If you didn't see the news already, the DFL will host its second annual Farmer Labor Picnic on Saturday, September 26th in St. Paul. You are some of the first people to know. And I want to take a moment to share this note from Richard, including a press release from this morning. In his quote that he talks about this picnic, he says, "We are, at our core, a party of working people, of farmers, of union workers and families. Our Farmer Labor Picnic is a moment to celebrate the people whose work moves Minnesota forward. This state was built by Minnesotans, and its future will be too." And that is exactly the spirit of this family-friendly event. We welcome Minnesotans of all ages to connect with neighbors, enjoy games and activities, and join the DFL in the fight to make life affordable for working families across Minnesota. We will also have recipients of 3 annual awards that will be announced at the picnic. The Orville Freeman Award for Distinguished Service to Greater Minnesota and Agricultural Issues, the Paul and Sheila Wellstone Award for Lifetime Commitment to Organized Labor, and the Mike Kenner Kennedy Award for Organizer of the Year. Tickets are only $25, and that includes a meal, speeches, special guests, and activities for all ages. Visit dfl.org/FLP, that's Farmer Labor Picnic, to purchase tickets and learn more. All right, let's go ahead and jump into today's topic. We are officially inside 100 days until the November 3rd election. We are actually at 99 days right now, exactly today. That is less than 100 days to make the case, to knock the doors, to do the listening, to rally the vote and win. But you know what? I don't actually want you to think of the number 99 today. I want you to think of the number 9, because yesterday we shifted from a triple-digit number to a double-digit number. The next big milestone that we're going to have is shifting from that double-digit number to the single-digit number of 9. When you wake up and we are 9 days away from the election, what will you wish that you had done? Was there one more door that you could have knocked? Was there one more phone call that you could have made? One more dollar that you could have given? If there's something that you will wake up wishing you had done more of at day 9, start now today. Now is your plan. Plan backwards from day 9 to day 99 so that when you wake up on day 9, you don't have one regret. There was not one more thing that you wish that you would have done. All right, today in that spirit, we're going to talk through where things stand and the incredible organizing work our party is putting together, and that means you. Let's start with Donald Trump. His approval rating is stuck in the high 30s across the nation, with disapproval somewhere around 60% according to the latest polling averages. That's worse than where he stood at the same point in his first term. This is a historically unpopular president heading into a midterm where his entire Republican Party is on the ballot with him, and as we know, rubber stamping his agenda. Here's why. Americans are getting crushed by the cost of living, and we all know it. A new Harris poll found that 95% of Americans believe the country is suffering an affordability crisis. 95%, that's practically everyone. 2/3 of Americans now say that groceries are unaffordable, according to a Washington Post Ipsos poll that was out a little earlier this month. And more than half of Americans say they're struggling just to afford gas. Just over half say the same about groceries as well. And the median home price in America has risen for the 36th straight month, making housing unaffordable for many, even if you're a renter. And a Gallup poll found that 55% of Americans now say their financial situation is getting worse. This is the highest share that Gallup has ever recorded since it started asking that question 25 years ago. People aren't just hearing about inflation and affordability in the news. They're feeling it every day in their real lives, every time they fill up the tank or check out at a grocery store. And here in Minnesota, the numbers tell the same story. Recent polling has the president's approval rating in our state similarly in the 30s, with disapproval well above 55%. But here's the encouraging part. The Minnesota poll from KARE 11, the Star Tribune, and the University of Minnesota found Democrats leading in both the governor's race and the U.S. Senate race. And maybe most important of all, 59% of Minnesotans say they're very enthusiastic about voting this November. And another 29% say they're somewhat enthusiastic. That's the kind of engagement that wins elections, but nothing here is on autopilot. Favorable numbers don't vote. They don't organize themselves, which brings me to the organizing report. This is the work that you all have been doing in partnership with us and all of our local units across the state. Already this cycle, you all have knocked on 500,000 doors. We know that. But this past weekend, the DFL and our allied organizations crossed over 667,000 doors. That's an increase of over 167,000 doors in just 1 week. We've had over 38,000 events signups and mobilized this year. That is a 67% increase over our all-time high participation. We have filled 880 door knocking shifts this year, more than 500 shifts ahead of where we were at this point in 2024. And we are already ahead of our full pre-get out the vote total from 2022. And that pace has held, you guys, through the wildfire smoke, through the heat, through all of the environmental concerns that forced our organizers to postpone door knocks. You know what people did? Our volunteers and our organizers adapted, and they kept finding ways to reach voters across the state. Our coalition organizing is growing too. We are nearly fully staffed across the teams that we have doing outreach and organizing for the African American communities, African immigrant communities, Asian, Latino, Native and Indigenous coalition teams. And I want to give a special shout out to our African American Coalition's director, John Barty, and his team. They have knocked over 10,000 doors with African American voters, recruited 170 new volunteers, and organized 12 community events. And we're going to keep highlighting work from across our community coalition space as this work continues to go forward. We have made the earliest investment in organizing in this party over a year ago, and we now see that work starting to pay off. People are hearing from us earlier than ever, and we're listening to them earlier than ever. That's how you do it. That is how you build the biggest possible tent ever, from one corner all the way to the other corner. And that is how you deliver the largest midterm defeat of a sitting U.S. president in Minnesota history. Look, we know the president is unpopular. We know that prices are crushing families, but we know that Minnesotans are ready to show up. That's the environment that we are organizing in. But as we said, environments don't win elections, people do. So here is your action for the day. At the top of the call, we announced the second annual Farmer Labor Picnic that is happening on September 26th from 1 to 4 p.m. in St. Paul. Again, this is a family-friendly event, just $25. That includes a meal, special guests, activities, tons of fun for the whole family. And you know what? That event is only 38 days out from the election. That event is going to be a great boost for those of us that have been doing
91.3
since last
on the
time
radio
and are going forward, going on all this work as well. So go ahead and get your tickets at dfl.org/FLP. That is dfl.org/FLP. Thank you, everyone. We will see you out there at 99 days until the November 3rd election. Let's go win this thing.